when you've lost control. The waves push and pull. A storm unlike any other, desperately calling your name. But the eye of the storm is at rest, closed, calm, and steady. But this storm rages on, cold and enraged, a reflection of the solo mind. Oh, I must have been dreaming. No storms here, just sunshine. There was still a lot I needed to get done, so I dropped off what I had on my body, and I spawned back at my cave base to retrieve the last of my loot. If you're new here, I hope you consider subscribing, because here you'll find the chillest Rust content out there. After carrying as much as I could, it was time to leave, and so I took the lift up one last time. And in this small, tiny shack, I waited for the first hint of daylight. And as soon as it came, I left. The fog was dense, and my base was hard to see until she revealed herself to me. As soon as I got into the safety of my base, I began to organize. My furnaces were cooking, my boxes were full, but out here, in the middle of the ocean, there was one thing missing. So I pulled out my tools, and I began to build. And as I locked the doors to settle in for the night, I noticed the setting sun, an orange that only got more orange as it set. Beautiful beyond words. The new extension that I added to the base was simply for fishing and nothing more. And as I crafted metal window bars, I took a moment to do some fishing. Not only was selling fish profitable, but it was very, very relaxing. It's true, oddly enough, my first catch were a pair of fins, but these fins would come in handy soon enough. My fishing spot was nice, but it was missing something comfortable to sit on. So I brought out a sofa and I placed it right where I'd be fishing. This was the true solo cozy life, stress-free, far from anyone else, surrounded not by zergs and clans, but by water, endless water. I got completely carried away with the fishing I lost all track of time, drowning out my thoughts with the crashing waves. The sun was high, but it began to set, and slowly the rust world turned to night. But yet, I remained listening to the ocean as she sang. The next day, I geared up with my gun and a jackhammer, and I hit the mainland to do some farming. As soon as I was done, I grabbed some low grade, and I immediately took my farm straight to my ocean base. With my newly collected farm, I began sealing off the roof of the base. No longer would I be exposed to the elements. After this, the shell of my base would feel complete. Now that my base was sealed, it was time to take the fish I collected and trade it in for scrap. So I cut through the ocean, straight for the fishing village. And to my surprise, selling fish was very profitable. I had a lot of loot that I didn't need, and I could really use a recycler. Unfortunately, the closest one was Harbor. This wasn't as unfortunate as it seemed though, because at this point, I preferred staying out on the water, and Harbor was an excuse to stay as close to the ocean as I could. gunshots all around, I waited in the dark for my loot to recycle, and as soon as it was done, I disappeared back into the ocean. I set up my weapon rack, even though I didn't have many weapons, but on it, I displayed my weapons and my tools, but that was just for now. And now that I had the garage door blueprint, it was time to get rid of these sheet metal doors and open up the base just a little bit. As I was gazing at oil rig on my map, this happened. I'm not entirely sure why this happened. Most likely a stability issue, but I was happy it was gone. It freed up a lot of space here. Space that later on I would need. Now, in order to successfully do oil rig, I would need a blue card and a red card, and those don't grow on trees, so I had to do some monuments. In this case, I went to my favorites. I started with sewer branch. After successfully doing sewer branch, I made my way over to airfield. Luckily, it wasn't too far away. While I was making my way down, I heard something. Someone was here. As soon as I finished airfield, I made my way directly to the nearest fishing village. This was my best chance at getting the blue card and the red card back to my base. This was by far the longest trip I had taken on a boat, and I was nervous that I wouldn't have enough low grade. But this time, the rust gods were listening. With a SAR in my hand, I was ready to do oil rig. As I was approaching oil rig, it dawned on me. These scientists are just like me. Every week, we respawn. They're in the same cycle, but on the other side. And as I approached the body of the scientist I just killed, I felt sorry for him. But this is the life we chose. So I aimed my SAR, and I fired.
with the devil. Left me here alone to sink in my troubles. Sinking down, can you reach my level? Too much on my mind and I got my hands full. Sympathy, regret got the best of me. All I see are mistakes of the war.
At this point, I was feeling overconfident. There had been no counters, and I was taking out the scientist easily. But in a moment of confidence, a mistake fell through. To my surprise, I was given a second chance, but unfortunately, my SAR was down there. Some of you might think I'm crazy for doing this, but these are the type of chances you have to take as a solo. And just like that, I was back on top. After collecting all the loot, I dived into the water. Got in my boat and vanished into the sunset. Thank you so much for watching, and a special thanks to my YouTube members. This was part 3, and there's one more part to finish out this journey. So stay tuned for part 4, and I'll see you in the comments down below. You've been watching an Orange Dream production.